This is an incredibly complex search operation.
We're losing time and we're losing opportunity to find them alive.
Ocean Gate shouldn't have been doing what it was doing.
On Saturday, the 17th of June, Ocean Gate's Titan submersible prepares for its voyage to the century-old wreck of the Titanic. That day, British billionaire and adventurer Hamish Harding, one of those aboard the sub, posts online saying, "A weather window has just opened up and we're going to attempt a dive tomorrow." He doesn't post online again. At 8 a.m. on Sunday, the Titan submersible begins its descent, triggering the 96-hour countdown, which is the window of oxygen supply the vessel has from the time it's sealed. It should be a 2-hour descent to the wreck of the Titanic, which lies at a depth of 12,500 feet in the North Atlantic Ocean. But 1 hour and 45 minutes after setting off, communications between the sub and the surface vessel are lost. This moment, it later transpires, is seemingly important. The submersible has been scheduled to return to the surface at 3 p.m., but it fails to appear. The coast...
I gotta stop it right here, family. I want to stop it right here. They lost communication an hour. I just want to make sure that people hear this, Baba. They lost communication, right, with the submersible an hour and a half after it went down, right? That not only did they lose communication, with the people, they also lost tracking. So Baba,
Right.
to me, Baba, 24 hours later, everybody is up in there. They want to run and, we got to get the dive team down there. I felt like it was a Johnny come lately sort of thing. I think the moment that they lost communication and tracking of the submersible, they should have rang the alarm then, Baba. And I'm with that guy. It was a white guy that talked about it, James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron. And he talked about that. Why did he say so? He knew it was just a circus anyway.
Right.
And they started.
Right. They were gone when they lost tracking.
Yeah, they should have. As soon as they lost tracking and communication, you should have sent the dive team down there. And so I just wanted the people to hear, what the commentary is saying, what the narrator is saying in this, that an hour after, right? So where was all the divers and the teams and the ships, and where were all these folks then? So I just wanted to say that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on going.
Guard is notified at 5:40 p.m. By Monday, US and Canadian ships and planes are swarming the area, some dropping sonar buoys that can monitor to a depth of 13,000 feet. Search teams stress that this is a remote area and a challenge to conduct a search. Officials also ask commercial vessels for help. On Tuesday, noises, reported to be banging sounds, are detected over several hours by a Canadian aircraft, which is equipped with gear to trace submarines. The noises temporarily offer hope that the Titan is still intact and that its occupants are alive and trying to communicate by banging on the hull. Officials later say analysis of the sound is inconclusive. At this point, Hamish Harding's friend says hopes are not high.
As it stands right now, it would be a miracle if they are recovered alive.
At 2 a.m. on Wednesday, the US Coast Guard announces it's deploying remotely operated vehicle searches to the area where the sounds were detected. A French research ship equipped with a deep-sea diving vessel makes its way to the search area.
The surface search is now approximately 2 times the size of Connecticut, and the subsurface search is up to 2.5 miles deep.
On Thursday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, the 96-hour oxygen window closes, diminishing any last hopes of finding the passengers alive. At 2 p.m., a debris field found on the seabed is confirmed to contain pieces of the Titan submersible. The pieces were found by a robotic diving vehicle deployed from a Canadian ship, lying some 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic. The US Coast Guard confirms the debris is consistent with the loss of the pressure chamber and an implosion, and that there were no survivors. So, when did the sub meet its fate? During the search operation, sonar buoys in the water didn't detect any loud or violent noise that would have been generated by an implosion. That suggests it happened before the search began. The position of the debris field near the Titanic seems to suggest the failure occurred near the end of its descent, all the way back on Sunday around 9:45 a.m. when contact with the sub was lost. Separately, it's been reported that acoustic data detected by the US Navy had an anomaly consistent with an implosion or explosion near the submersible's location when its communications were lost. In an interview with Reuters, James Cameron, who directed the Oscar-winning movie Titanic and has ventured to the wreck in subs himself, said he learned of the acoustic findings within a day and deduced what it meant.
Search, search, search. 4 days of search. They're searching everywhere. They were running around with their hair on fire. The sub was right where it was. It was literally on the seafloor below its last known position. Look, Monday morning when I first found out about the incident, within an hour and a half, I had the following information. They were on descent. They were at 3,500 feet. They lost comms and tracking. We got confirmation within an hour that there had been a loud bang at the same time that that comms were lost. I knew what happened. Sub imploded. I sent emails to everybody I know. I said, we've lost some friends. The sub has imploded. I really hoped and prayed I was wrong, but I knew it wasn't.
Now, Baba, I agree 1,000% with what he said. And also, Baba, what you said in the chat. You were like, the whole thing was a farce, like the search party.
Right.
You said it's a farce. Bob, expound on that, please.
Well, they knew as soon as they lost tracking that they were gone, right? That the sub was gone and something happened. The tracking device on those submersibles is kind of like the black box in an airplane. It's on an independent power source, and it's pretty much the only way you lose it is if it's destroyed. Something physical had to have happened for them to lose tracking. Losing comms is one thing, but to lose tracking is something totally different. And then you saw they said the Navy picked up something that was consistent with an implosion right near where it was supposed to be, that day. So the search, the whole 4 and 5 days of searching, that's media spin, that's opportunities for countries to look good PR moment. Hey, the French are showing up, the US is showing up. You know what I'm saying? A great distraction for the media. Let's have the whole world looking at this and not think about, like, for example, the 700 refugees off the coast of Greece that capsized and were lost at sea around that same time. You know what I'm saying? And you still have, of course, you still have the war in Ukraine and that sort of thing. And I mean, you got African leaders doing some amazing things as far as standing up. There was a big summit, I believe, this past week, World Summit, where African leaders was shouting down on European leaders. And shout out to the president of Kenya and the president of South Africa. And so there are a lot of things going on in the world right now. And that accident was an opportunity to kind of for the media to kind of captivate everybody for a few days, get some clicks. It's all about capitalism, but there was no search. They were searching for debris. They were searching for remains from day one. But those inside that community, those scientists and those experts, they knew that those people were gone, when it happened.
When it happened, exactly, Baba. And I agree with you 1,000%. They already knew, Baba. The Navy picked up on the acoustics. They already knew. So, like you said, it was just a farce. It was a farce. It was, as Brother Willie Lovelace said, it was sensationalism, and it was a distraction, Bob. I couldn't agree with you more. And speaking of James Cameron, he did an interview with on CNN, and I'm only going to play just maybe 2 minutes of this, right? Because this is when he gets into the fact that they didn't test the submersible. Who goes down? Who wants to go down 13,000 feet, Baba, in an ocean, in a submersible that wasn't tested? And so James Cameron said, well, look, me and my buddies, we designed one because, remember, he did write the Titanic. He wanted to go down and see one, but he said, I took the risk. He said he went down in a single submersible, a single-seater submersible to look at the Titanic. But he said that was a risk that I was willing to take. He said I wouldn't dare bring anybody down there, with me, or let alone ask somebody to do that for me. But this is a 5-passenger submersible that wasn't tested, Baba. And so when I looked at this, who does this? Who goes down there 13,000 feet?
They say he used a PlayStation controller.
Hold on, Baba. Let me finish my thought. Who the hell goes down in a 13,000 feet under the damn ocean, like you said, with a remote control, with a game controlled submersible that won't get
Yeah,
tested. Like who does that? You get what I'm saying? And so anyway,
right.
Baba, let me play this. Let me just play this.
Community needs to know exactly what happened.
You've made dozens of, just extraordinary deep water expeditions, including more than 30 to the Titanic itself. You've also gone far deeper than the 13,000 feet where the Titanic is. I think you've gone deeper than just about anybody into the ocean. I wrote it into, I forgot the name of the place you went, but the Challenger Deep, which is just extraordinary.
Deep, yeah.
You went in your own design. Yeah, you went in your own designed craft that's a submersible that was experimental and didn't go through the sort of the standard safety protocols. But
Correct.
The difference is you were not taking passengers on board. Would you ever have taken passengers on board a submersible that had not gone through the standard maritime safety protocols?
No, not at all. I mean, my sub that I went to the Challenger Deep dove safely 3 times deeper than Titanic. We made multiple dives in that sub. That sub was a single seater, and it was only contemplated that myself and the engineer with whom I co-designed the vehicle would be the only pilots of that sub. And we worked on it for 7 years. We knew every detail of it intimately. I was involved in every phase of the testing. So, I assessed the risks. I understood them very well. And those were risks I was willing to take. I would never take it upon myself to ask someone else to take that type of risk. And if I were designing a multi-seat vehicle where I intended to be the pilot, we'd go through all of the rigorous test protocols and review protocols that you have with, let's say, ABS, which is the American Bureau of Shipping, or DNV, or German Lloyd's, who are the major bureaus that class a sub. They call it classing, but it's basically certification. And I think it was unconscionable that this group did not go through that rigorous process.
Let me stop right here, Baba. Let me stop right here. Because people throw tomatoes at me, Baba, when I talk about vetting. People threw tomatoes at me when I talked about testing and everything going through a process to be vetted. That things need to be vetted. Things need to be examined.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Ma'at, Dr. Ma'at, the brother, he said he's an autodidact. So, you got to get a white man's degree. And I never said a white person. I just said that when you, hold on, Bob, I'm going to mute you out. I'm just saying that when you come to the community and you're coming with information, you're coming with products, I'm saying that all of that needs to be examined by experts in the field to ensure that what you are bringing is legit, to make sure that it's legit, to make sure that it's safe. I got tomatoes thrown at me for saying that. Now we understand the importance of rigorous testing. So when people come to me, my student, Dr. Ma'at, man, brothers can teach themselves anything. We could teach ourselves anything. I said, okay. Would you want to get on a plane that was designed by engineers that never went through a qualification process? These are the people that they were autodidacts, and they sat down, they put together an engine, they sat down and put together the circuit components. Would you want to get on a plane flown by them? Or better yet, would you want to take your family on a plane that's being flown by a pilot who was an autodidact? He just was watching video games, Baba, and he just, that's how he learned how to fly. He read some books. He watched some YouTube videos. He may have went up a couple of times. Would you do it? And the answer is no. We got to understand the importance of vetting, the importance of testing. That's why in engineering, we have what's called the engineering design process. Let me bring this up, family. I teach this to my students, the engineering design process. Let's look at it. Engineering design process. The first step, you define the problem. The second step, you do background research. Third step, you specify requirements. Fourth step, you brainstorm, evaluate, and then you choose a solution. Fifth step, you develop a prototype. Then what do? You actually test your solution, family. And then when you're testing your solution, or testing your creation or your innovation. You may find flaws in your design that you got to go back and improve. So this portion right here is like a iterative, you're like in an iterative cycle right here. You got to go back, then you go back and you improve it. You know, and see right here, it says based on results and data, make the design changes, prototype, test again, and review new data. And you continue going around in this loop until you perfect it. And once you perfect it, look at this. It says your solution meets the requirements, right? It says partially or not all. And then you communicate your results to the people. The engineering design process. That's why this process is put in place. These people are dead right now, Baba, because someone created something. Someone created something, Baba. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Someone created something that didn't go through the rigorous process of testing. You have to test. You have to vet. You have to examine. You got to show and prove. You just don't create something and say, I'm going to take 5 lives, 13,000 feet down under the ocean. But when I said that, when I talked about and stressed the importance of vetting people, vetting your information, vetting your programs, people got mad at me when I said, there's a lot of African-centered programs out here who say they got STEM programs, but they don't have STEM experts on the staff. People got mad with me. You know, people got mad with me. Oh, I'm teaching STEM. I'm an educator. I can teach anything. No, you can't. I'll argue you down. Because you're not an expert on everything. Bring in the experts to teach. Now, you may know how the art of teaching, the pedagogical strategies, and how to do that. But as far as the content, you better bring on the experts, the historians, the culturalists, the people who understand economics and politics and science and math. You better bring on the experts. So people got mad with Dr. Ma'at when I said, oh, no, people need to be vetted to make sure that you are who you say you are. Programs need to be vetted, right? Inventions and innovations need to be vetted. I got tomatoes thrown at me, Baba. And now we see that 5 people are dead because someone created something that wasn't vetted. Baba, I yield the mic to you.
You're 110% correct. You're 1,000% correct. You know, one of the things that I've always advised people to do, you know, especially when in the YouTube generation and you know, you got people on the lecture circuit that wants to come into your community and you pay them money because they're popular and you want them to come tell your community how to organize. I always tell people first, ask them what they're doing at home.
Come on, Baba.
Ask what they look, y'all. I can read a few books and come to your neighborhood and sound real deep. For real, I can read. I study Blueprint for Black Power by Dr. Amos Wilson. I could study The Browder File by Anthony T. Browder, read a couple Messages to the Black Man, Elijah Muhammad, and I can give myself an African name and walk into the average Black neighborhood and be a Black Power guru. But it doesn't mean that I did anything where I was from, that I've ever built anything. And I may just be relying on your dollars to subsidize my way of life because I make you feel good for a couple of hours. I make you feel real Black. But the whole goal is to achieve Black liberation. The whole goal is to implement strategies that were laid down by practitioners, just like science. Everything is a science. In building the Uhuru Academy, right? We are humble enough to understand that I don't teach everything.
Me either, Baba.
It's not my job. Now I can expose you, but I can expose you to anything. I can introduce you to anything. But as far as teaching, no, I go get the experts. When it comes to STEM, I talk to Dr. Oya Mayat, you know, we got Dr. Abdullah Adesanya here on the campus here at UASC International, and I defer. Right? I defer. I could put things in place. I could find great curriculum. But when it comes to explaining it, if you have access to people who know, who live and walk in that, then humble yourself and reach out to those people. Even in starting our school, we didn't have many examples at home. But as soon as we found people who had been doing it, Dr. Baruti and others that had been doing it longer than us, then sat down like, okay, what are some of the obstacles that you ran into? What are some of the victories? What are some of the challenges, right? I've never had a problem with someone asking me about my qualifications. Who asked you to start a school, right? And so the arrogance and the hubris that can come with being a natural genius or being naturally brilliant, you know, it's kind of like, I'm sure it was somebody who could hoop better than LeBron, but he ain't like to go to practice. right? He didn't like to run the drills. He didn't think he needed to show up on time, or he or she. I've seen people in the music industry, super talented, but can't make a meeting. Right. Just not gonna read the contract, not there to help with the marketing, the whole 9 yards. They say, just put me on stage. And it sounds like this guy, this engineer, he was just ready to be on stage, and it's my understanding the guy that owned it, he's been on stage before. He's a daredevil, a thrill seeker. And in that community, he was already seen as like a maverick and you know what I'm saying, somewhat of a revolutionary. So it seems like he got caught up in his own hubris. And as a result, this is what you get.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, Baba. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Shout out to Queen Mother Cynthia Rose. She said, vet everything. Everything. I wouldn't dare put my family, take my son. One of the guys had his son with him, Baba. I wouldn't dare put Jalen on a submersible going down 13,000 feet and not have said, hey, has this submersible been tested? Has it gone through that? Who vetted this submersible? Who vetted this? What process has it gone through? Let me see the result. This is my life and this is my son's life. And as someone said in the chat, arrogance, Baba, the arrogance.
Right, absolutely.
The
I wouldn't get on a new. I want to get on a new roller coaster. Yeah, I got to watch out ride it a few times. I ain't even get on a new roller coaster.
Come on, Baba.
I know that it had a few cycles around the track. So yeah, vet everything, and fall in love with the scientific process, black folk. You know what I'm saying? Let's fall in love with that in everything that we do. What if we ran all our decisions as families and as communities through a vetting process? What if we didn't lead with our emotions? What if they couldn't come to us and say, well, this white woman got keep hot sauce in her purse, she must not be prejudiced. Well, let's vote for her. What what if we really vetted Hillary Clinton and found out what her family was doing in Haiti? And you know what I'm saying? Even with Kamala, she came, she black vice president. Then they dropped the white Jewish husband on you. Okay, well, she married white. Then next thing you look up, she was locking up black folks left and right in California, man, the queen of mass incarceration. But by that time, it was time to go vote. We were already at the polls. You vetted it too late. We were so caught up in the emotions. She black. Then you found out she was half Indian. He wasn't even all the way black. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, they just trickled it all down to it. We just got so caught up. He gonna nominate a black woman. Chucking pearls and all that type of stuff. And then all the other stuff started coming out. And now you done painted yourself in the corner like, well, see, we committed now. And we got to go down in the submersible. And then we all got on and went down in that submersible. Now look at them.
Baba.
We imploding too.
Baba, why you call it the queen of mass incarceration?
Queen of mass incarceration in California. But she black. You gotta vote for her. Oh, this is progress. And we all emotional. And we got in that submersible with the Democrats, and now we imploding.
Oh, Baba, that's facts. That's facts. And Baba, I can't wait until I actually can wait. I'm just saying, I just using it as a figure of speech. I can wait until the semester starts, but I can't wait because in my class, I teach a class, a freshman class, Introduction to Electrical Engineering. And in that class, we have, it's split into 3 modules, Baba. The first module is Introduction to Electrical equipment, right? Electrical lab equipment. The second module is Python programming, and the third module is professional development. And within the professional development module, or during the execution or deployment of the professional development module, we talk about professional ethics. And I emphasize to my students that engineers have to abide by our professional ethics, because if we don't, we can kill people. We can kill people if we don't test our ideas or our circuits and our innovations, if we don't test them properly, if we lie about our results and our findings, right? We can actually kill people. And so I have them research different incidents where people violated what we call the IEEE ethical canons. And so I had them research an incident, and it'll show that lives were lost. We can kill engineers and scientists. We can kill people if we don't abide by our ethics, if we don't have high ethics and we don't abide by our ethics. And so I just want to share my screen one more time, Bob. I know you said she's going in today. Just want to share my screen, Bob. I just want to show the family I want to show the family a few of the slides that I show my students. It says ethics in science and engineering. Scientific and engineering professions have high standards of ethics. We have to, Baba. If not, we're going to kill people. It says decisions of scientists and engineers affect own lives and those of the public as well. Incorrect reporting of development from laboratory can endanger someone's life. Cheating on the design can cause lives. And see, this is the type of conversations that I have with my students. So it says, as engineers, what do we must do? We have to uphold and advance the integrity, honor, and dignity of the engineering profession. Engineers, we use our knowledge and skills for enhancement of human welfare. Engineers have to be honest and impartial and serving with fidelity the public, their employers and clients. And we always have to strive to increase the competence and prestige of the engineering profession. Again, why? We can endanger lives. And so, Baba, these, and I'm only going to show these 2 slides, Baba, and that's it for me. But we abide by these codes. It's called the IEEE Code of Ethics. And this is what we teach in our institutions. And this is what we encourage our students to always uphold and practice and promote. 1, accept responsibility in making decisions consistent with the safety, health, and welfare of the public, and to disclose promptly factors that might endanger the public or the environment. 2, we say you got to avoid real and perceived conflicts of interest whenever possible, and to disclose them to affected parties when they do exist. 3, be honest and realistic in stating claims or estimates based on available data. 4, reject bribery in all its forms. 5, improve the understanding of technology, its appropriate application, and potential consequences, right? 6, maintain and improve our technical competence, and to undertake technological tasks for others only if qualified by training or experience or at the full disclosure of pertinent limitations. Wait a minute, Baba. Now you see why Dr. Maad always say, wait a minute, are you qualified? I always ask folks, are you qualified to teach what you're teaching? Are you qualified to practice what you practice? Are you qualified? Right? And if you're not, that's cool. But what does it say right here? Full disclosure of pertinent limitations, right? So it says, seek, accept, and offer honest criticism of technical work, to acknowledge and correct errors, and to credit properly the contribution of others. So that's why I hate plagiarism a lot, Baba, especially in this communication. In this community, I hear a lot of people parroting folks and all of that. Where did you get it from? Credit properly the contributions of other people, right? Don't just sit here and parrot the information as if it came from you. Treat fairly all persons regardless of such factors as race, religion, gender, disability, age, and national origin. Avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious action. And lastly, assist colleagues and co-workers in their professional development and to support them in following this code of ethics. So we don't play around, Baba. In my classroom, this is what we talk about. We go through the IEEE Code of Ethics, and I see clearly, I don't know what engineers, even if there were engineers who designed it, I'm assuming there were, but they clearly, Baba, did not abide by the IEEE Code of Ethics. Clearly, right? Clearly. They didn't test, and so as a result, 5 lives are gone. Including a little boy. A guy was on there with his son. And do you know how old the son was, Bob? I didn't catch that.
19.
19 years old. Life is gone.
Yeah, he's 19. Yeah, 19.
Life is gone.
Yeah. And that's the disease of capitalism too. That's the disease of capitalism. You're talking about $250,000 a head. You're talking about a financial windfall. You're talking about the pressure of getting back your investment. I think he invested almost $40 million in the submersible and trying to get that back. And people tend to cut corners when obscene amounts of money get involved. And that's why those code of ethics are necessary. You should not assume that everyone is being ethical, not even scientists. That's why even when the whole C-19 and things were going on, a lot of people, we're not going to assume that what the pharmaceutical industry offers us, we're not going to assume that they follow the ethical standards, especially when you come out with medicine that fast. How did you go through your whole process and came out with something that was tested and that was safe? Or was it the pressure of capitalism that said, shoot something in their arm, because capitalism needs everybody to get back outside and spend money. right? And so somebody on the submersible may have been under monetary pressure. Hey man, we need this approved. I need you to say that this is safe. As my lead engineer, you don't understand. I'm on a deadline. I need you to say that this is safe.
Yep.
Right. And so, other communities, other scientific communities fall victim to that as well. That's why like you said, that code of ethics is important, and it must be taught. And it must be taught and hammered in, because there are temptations out here to cut corners.
And that's why you saw one of the rules said reject all bribery in all
reject
forms.
all bribe. Right. Right.
Like you said, he invested all of these. You said it was $40 million, Baba. So like you said, I'm trying to get that back.
I got to flip. It's a flip.
I'm trying to get this back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need this. I need this to be approved. I need somebody to say it's safe to dive, and somebody said it, and boom. But how many things are approved by the USDA from bribes that aren't really healthy? How many products are on the shelf in our supermarkets right now that are not healthy, but somehow they've been approved to be on the shelf?
Come on, Baba.
Right. And so again, that's the disease. That's one of the diseases of capitalism. Right. And if the people in power do not have ethics, right, then everyone is in danger. Everyone within the scope of their power is in danger. And I can't imagine, a state being as unethical as the United States of America has been, particularly towards our people. And then when we start parroting those lack of ethics in our own community, I think about growing up in the neighborhood, and once cats started selling crack to their own mamas and aunties, they crossed a line, an ethical line that our community still hasn't fully recovered from.
Facts, Baba. Facts.
Women and children supposed to be safe in the world of gangsterism. And when our community crossed that line of ethics, that ethical line, even on that level, we pay for it. And those of us who are most vulnerable, the masses, always pay for the lack of ethics, being committed by those who are rich. Air pollution, clean water. Go talk to the people of Flint, Michigan about ethics, because somebody who was called a scientist said that water was safe before that whole disaster happened.
Said the levees. Yep. Said the levees were good to go. And
said the levees were good to go. Yes.
We talk about that too. Yes, they said the levee. Oh, it's okay. And then look what happened. So I agree 1,000% with what you're saying. And Baba, that's more the reason why we need to be in the business of cultivating our own scientists, our own mathematicians, our own engineers, and our own producers of technology. Baba, let's go in close us out with the UACI STEM camp.
Again, y'all. So y'all see that, I had some black folks saying, it's, if God wanted us to go to the bottom of the ocean, he wouldn't have made it so dark. Them white folk were stupid for always trying to go places, right? No, that part, no, y'all.
Right.
We need to do it better.
Come on, Baba.
We need to do it better. We need to understand the world around us. We need to understand the universe that we are in, and we need to be about the business of developing the technology to help us understand that. Because the more we understand where we are, the more we'll understand who we are. Right. So let's be about the business of raising and cultivating ethical scientists. And the UACI Summer STEM Camp is one of those opportunities, excuse me, one of those programs, right? From July 10th to July 21st, we combine the best of our past with the brightness of our future. All right. The Uhuru Academy's African history curriculum, conscious ingenuities, science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and math curriculum, all in one camp, right? July 10th, July 21st. Go to uhuruacademy.com. Sign your baby up today, ages 8 to 16. We're only taking 30 students, and I believe we have between 10 to 12 slots left. All right. And we're getting inquiries as we speak. So y'all want to go over there and do that. If you ain't learned anything from the news this week, yeah, they try to distract us with a submersible, but also come away with it saying, man, we need more scientists. We need to be studying the bottom of the ocean. We need to study space. We need to study the land. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And so let's get our babies engaged in STEM. All right, y'all, something y'all looking at your computer right now. I wonder if the government looking back at me. Well, if somebody in your house was engaged in STEM, they can tell you whether or not the government's looking back at you. And if they are looking at you, they can tell you exactly how they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So let's not walk around with our head in the clouds. Let's ground our babies. Let's ground our babies in science, in technology, right? You know, and that's not taking them away from nature, because nature is technology, and we need scientists that can create and innovate in ways that don't harm nature. So let's build pipelines, and the UACI Summer STEM Camp is one of those pipelines. Go to uhuraacademy.com today, right, and sign up. You can also go to consciousingenuity.com to get more information as well. But we look forward to teaching your babies this summer, and y'all, we do this right, and we gonna do this right. There'll be a UACI camp every time the babies are out of school. A fall break UACI camp, a winter break UACI camp, a spring break UACI camp, and by the time we hit next summer, it's going to be a global UACI camp. So get in on the ground floor today. Get in today. And y'all, this ain't something we just popped up. We've been slow cooking this. We did our pilot last year. It was very successful. And so now we're coming in this year on another level, and we want you, your family, to grow with us. Ashe.
Ashe, Baba. And you told him about the Google Chromebooks and microbits. You said all that, Baba?
Oh yeah. And the babies are coming away. Not only do they come away with certificates of completion and achievement in our African history curriculum and in the conscious ingenuity STEM curriculum, but they also coming away with their very own microbit computer that they could continue to learn coding and basic programming with, and their own Google Chromebooks that they can keep. Right. So we bridging that technology gap. You know, we're bridging the technology gap. So many of our youth don't have access to technology, and those who do look at them just as gaming devices or entertainment devices. We want to show them how to use them for tools for success, as tools for innovation, tools for creation, what they were actually built for. We don't want to raise another generation of consumers. Let's raise a generation of producers.
Come on. Ashe, Baba. Ashe, family. Make sure that you sign up. Sign up, family. We're down to about 10 slots, Baba said. I said 12 or 13. Baba said about 10, family. So they're going 30 students virtual. Initially, we were going to do virtual in person, but we said it's going to be totally virtual. You're going to be on with me, Baba, brother Sean Gales, 2 instructors from Conscious Ingenuity. 5 instructors are going to be online with your babies from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday from July the 10th to July the 21st. They're going to walk away with skills, right? Information, skills, a Google Chromebook, a microbit computer, right? A certificate. All right. And so, family, make sure that you get your children enrolled in STEM, right? Because what I always say, ain't no black power without STEAM power. Remember, you heard it from me, because all these people try to take my mantra. They always try to take them, Bob, and run with it. But you heard Dr. Ma'ai say, ain't no black power without STEAM power. Science, technology, engineering, art, and agriculture, and mathematics. And so, as Baba said, we believe in liberation through education and also independence through STEAM. Ashe, independence through STEAM. All right, family. So with that said, Baba, we'll be back on. You know, you and I'll probably be back on probably Monday or Wednesday, probably tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be back on, family, to talk about some more events. And so, Baba, thank you so much for coming through. My audience,
thank
family,
you, Dr. Maya.
What up, family? Thank you so much for coming through, my audience, family. I see all of you in the building. And I love how Baba, when we're on, I try to read as many as the comments as I can because the chat
Right.
is so engaged. And this is a platform
Yes.
for the thinkers and doers. That's why I tell folks, this is a platform for the intellectuals and the thinkers and the doers. That's what this platform is about. And so I want to take some time out to shout out the Maadi and family that's in the building. Shout out to everyone. Make sure, family, that you thumb up this video. Thumb up the video, family, and also share this video, okay? You know, in this age, in this 21st century, in the 21st century, each one teach one is just hitting a button, right? You hit a button, you share it on your page, and hundreds of people have seen it. So make sure, family, that you thumb up this video. Also share this video, family. And if you're watching on Facebook or another platform, make sure you hit on over to YouTube, right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so that as soon as I go live, you will be notified. Baba, tell the people where they can find you because I see people asking you, asking for your contact information. So please.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all, you can email me directly at babaamin@uhuraacademy.com or info@uhuraacademy.com. You can also give me a call at 682-233-5054. All right. So get at me. If you've tried to get at us and we haven't been able to reach back out to you, forgive us, charge us to our head, not to our hearts. We do get a lot of inquiries. I told y'all we run out of spots. We do get a lot of inquiries. So I appreciate your persistence and your patience. But I guarantee you, we're going to get back at you. Get at me directly. Baba Amin at uhuraacademy.com or 682-233-5054. You know, let's talk. Let's make this happen.
And I'm Baba. I've been putting it out there. July the 3rd is the cutoff. We're not accepting anybody after July the 3rd. And let me tell you why. We're going to send out the equipment on July the 3rd. We're going to start sending people their STEM kits. Oh, Baba, we forgot about the t-shirts. We got the t-shirts coming,
yes.
Baba.
Yes,
Baba,
yes.
You got Baba. You got to get those sizes to me.
The sizes.
I know you sent
They're coming in. They're coming in. I'm waiting on the parents to send them. So yeah, we're working it out.
So we got we're getting so the t-shirt, all of that stuff. And so anyway, we're going to be sending all this stuff out the week of July the 3rd to ensure that your child has what he or she needs to start on July the 10th. We want to make sure everyone has what they need. And so for Johnny come latelys, I want to register my child the day before, and then your child's going to start. And we can't afford it. We're not, and I don't want to do that to those children, Baba. You know, for them to join the camp and they can't participate in the activities because they don't have the equipment. July the 3rd is the cutoff, family. So make sure, like Baba said, we're down to 10 slots. Make sure this week that you enroll. So on July the 3rd, we can ship out your STEM kit, and Baba's going to have a parent or orientation. We're going to have a parental orientation where you're going to meet the whole staff. And we're going to talk about the camp. So there's an orientation for the parents, I think the Sunday before or something like this, Sunday or Saturday before the start of the program. So anyway, family, make sure that you enroll your children ASAP. Baba, do you have any closing words for the listening audience?
Hey, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for taking your time out this Sunday to build with us. I pray everybody got something from it that you can take and give to somebody else.
Ashe. All right, Baba. Let's head on out, Baba.
Ashe.
The Apostle. Genesis Days, Paradigm Shift. Peace.
The Apostle. Genesis Days. Straight from the scene of misery and stress, right around the corner from skinny jeans and death. Born in iniquity, families in debt. Came a rare breed, the last MC left. Yes, exclamation, that's blessed the nation. The game been dead way past expiration. I came to breathe life, now that's respiration. Let's astro project to unknown destinations. Past the crossroads where souls and thoughts go. Flying through the heavens, embrace the cosmos. You enter the realm with no sound, your thoughts glow. A journey through my mind and find what Lord knows. Street mysticism with ancient wisdom. Rebel soul flow to take back the system. While you reminiscing with the game's missing, I answered your prayers, just take a seat and listen.
Taking over your radio, your stereo, coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control. We taking over your radio, your stereo, we coming through us home. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control.
This a breath of fresh air, heaven for your ears. You waited for so long, but it's evident it's here. It's like a comet that comes every several years. You search for a cure, now the medicine is here. Not in capsules, it's active rap flows that go through earlobes and captures your soul. Penetrate the mind, transcend through time, make you wanna play it again. Come rewind. I'm not a witch doctor, just a hip hop where that spit rhyme flows to balance your chakras. On another plane, on the other things, meditate in the rain, waiting on the mother plane. Saw it in a dream, turned out it was a vision. Caught an intuition of my prophetic mission to weaponize the rhythm, the war with the system, set free the slaves, unlock the mental prisons.
Take this over your radio. Stereo. It coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control. Radio, stereo, we coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control.
Relax yourself, wanna dedicate this. Relax yourself, world peace of mind. 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 Relax yourself, world peace of mind.